Hey guys, Michelle here, back to share with you my budget plan for May. But if you're new here to my channel, welcome. So while I wouldn't say I'm a budgeting pro, I will say I now know how to budget like a boss. I'm just saying. I know how to take what I've been blessed with and assign those dollars a job, which is actually what you are doing when you set up a budget. So the first thing I'm doing is writing in the dates of the month, followed by writing out the due date for all of my expenses. I used the previous month's budget book to remind me of all of my expenses that need to be paid in the current month. Also, throughout the month, if I'm noticing I want to make any changes, I'll put a sticky note on the budget pages I'm currently working in to remind me of the changes I need to make for the following month. In this instance, I first noticed that my renter's insurance went up by 3 cents. Not a big deal, but since every cent in my budget has a job, so do those 3 cents. So I've also decided to change my vitamin subscription plan to incorporate my CBD into it. I was purchasing a separate CBD brand, which was quite costly, so I decided to give it a shot to see how the CBD compares with my regular shipment provider. Now that I've laid out my expenses for the month, I went in and I added a few colorful dots so that I can see at a glance which paycheck is covering which bills, as well as adding a few motivational stickers. Now I'm going to determine my budget limits in the specific categories for the month as well. I already wrote my categories out and highlighted their colors. I currently have 14 categories, which I went into detail on in another video, and I'll link it in the cards above. Using my April budget planner and looking at how much I actually spent, that will help me develop my category limits for May. Before I assign amounts to my categories, I first ask myself, what do I have coming up in the month? So in the month of May, we have Mother's Day. I also have to take a road trip out of state to take my son for a follow-up at Shriners Hospitals for Children. This lets me know that I need to budget more for gas and toll and for more for dining out. Also look at what I spent in the previous month. In April, I spent $570 in giving, so for May, I'm going to assign the same amount. Housing usually stays the same, so that budget limit will be $1,924. For groceries this month, I was almost spot on, over by just $33. I finally discovered what my true grocery budget should be and not what I think it should be. Debt payments last month were $974, less than usual, but I will keep it the same with a goal of trying to pay off more if I can. Utilities will go up by $5 because my wireless insurance went up, so this will be $347. Auto is usually about the same, but I spent a little more on my older car for my daughter. I'm going to bump this amount up a little because, like I mentioned earlier, I have to take a trip out of town, plus my son has several local doctor's appointments. For savings, I'm putting $360. This is based on how much I usually put away for sinking funds and saving challenges. Pet care, I'm bumping up to $125 because my girl, who's barking in the background, needs a haircut this month. Some of this will come from sinking funds. Entertainment, I'm taking down to $40. My side gigs will get the same $50, even though I spent a little over. This was an irregularity, and I used my side gig sinking fund to cover it. I had to buy a new MacBook. Dining out, I'm adding a little extra for Mother's Day, so I'm going to assign this one $200. I'm spending more on personal, so giving it $320. Family will go down to $25 so I can compensate for other things. For miscellaneous, I spent $48, just a little over, so for May, I'm going to keep it at the same amount of $40. These budget limits for my categories are typically more than my paycheck and side gig income for the month. That's because I also get money from my husband, but I'm never sure of the exact amount. I also cover irregular expenses that raise my budget with money I already set aside for sinking funds. So these budget amounts are estimates. When I sit down to fill out my budget for each paycheck, I match it dollar for dollar and track my actual spending. Well, that's it for May. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've done your May budget or if you just wing it. God bless you.